Star Wars fans, with the sequel to Jedi Fallen Order called Jedi Survivors being announced at Star Wars Celebration a few weeks ago, now there are rumors coming out that Cal Kestis, who is of course the main character of those two games, will be getting his own Disney Plus show. Now, these are just rumors for now, but we're going to get into the rumors and what they actually mean for this character and for the future of Star Wars, so let's get right into it right now. What's up guys, Mike, a guy who loves Star Wars here. Today we're talking Cal Kestis. Now Cal Kestis was introduced in 2019 in the Jedi Fallen Order game, which is only a video game right now. He has no live action appearances, he has no animated appearances, but he exists in the Star Wars canon. This is a canon video game. Immediately this game was a huge success. It was probably one of the biggest Star Wars games in the last decade, and Cal Kestis became quickly a fan favorite character. So much so now that the fans voted on what lightsaber would be sold next at Galaxy's Edge, and it is Cal Kestis'. Now, Star Wars Celebration was just a few weeks ago, and we got the announcement that there is a sequel to this video game called Jedi Survivors, and it does take place 5 years after Jedi Fallen Order, which is the exact same time as the Obi-Wan Kenobi show just took place. The finale for the Obi-Wan Kenobi show is come and gone, and there was no Cal Kestis throughout the entire show. A lot of people thought that this might be where we see Cal Kestis in live action for the first time, but it wasn't. So obviously the video game that takes place at the same time as the Obi-Wan Kenobi show is probably not going to have Obi-Wan in it, unless it's towards the end after the Obi-Wan Kenobi show takes place, and maybe he comes to Tatooine looking for Obi-Wan, who knows. But maybe we'll see a Quinlan Vos in the Jedi Survivor game. Maybe Cal Kestis runs into him or needs his help, or maybe even other Jedis that were mentioned in the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, and there's your connection between the show and the game. So like I said at the beginning of this video, all this is just rumors right now. There is nothing confirmed. There's not going to be a Cal Kestis Disney Plus show confirmed. These are all just rumors right now. But I think that Disney intended to bring Cal Kestis into live action. You look at the game itself. Cal Kestis, of course, looks exactly like the voice actor who is acting for him. Cameron Monaghan is a great actor, and he is the voice actor and the same appearance as Cal Kestis in the video game. So why would they make the character look like him? Why wouldn't they just make it like some random avatar? Because they're going to bring him into live action. At some point, at some time, they did have the plan to bring him into live action. So why wouldn't they give him his own Disney Plus show, or at least just put him into Andor, or maybe even The Mandalorian? Like I said before, he hasn't shown up in live action yet. He's obviously not in the original trilogy, or the sequel trilogy for that matter, but neither is Ahsoka Tano. Neither is Bo-Katan. Neither is The Mandalorian. So these characters do exist in between, Ahsoka Tano obviously being in Star Wars Rebels, which is before the original trilogy, and The Mandalorian, which is after, and even Bo-Katan, before the original trilogy and after, but they don't exist in the original trilogy. So this could happen, where Cal Kestis could show up in Andor and show up in the Mandalorian timeline, which is after the original trilogy. And like I said, Cameron is such a great actor, so bringing him into the Star Wars universe would be perfect, because he's also already a fan favorite character, and he's only in one video game. So if he shows up in live action, a lot of fans, because millions of people have played this game, and even people who didn't play the game know of the character, are going to be like, oh my god, that's Cal Kestis, and immediately they're going to have a fan favorite character in live action. So instead of introducing a new character, because Reva, although I thought Moses Ingram did a great job, the writing for the character was very bad. So this character, who's a brand new character introduced in the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, which is a very important character to a lot of Star Wars fans, got hated on bad, because it's a brand new character and it takes away from Hayden Christensen's return to Anakin Skywalker and Darth Vader, and Ewan McGregor's return to Obi-Wan. But if you added Cameron in as Cal Kestis, a lot of people would be more willing to accept that character, because he's already a loved and known character. So obviously I think, why not? Bring Cal Kestis into live action and bring him in everywhere. Bring him in Andor and before the original trilogy, and bring him in after the original trilogy in the Mando timeline. I think he could be a key component to this kind of thing that they're building in the Mando timeline, with all the good guys, with Din, with Boba Fett, and Ahsoka Tano, Luke Skywalker, and now you add in Cal Kestis, all that fun stuff. Versus Thrawn, versus the Empire, versus Moff Gideon, versus all these bad people, maybe even Palpatine in the background, maybe even Snoke who could appear. The Mando timeline is just getting started, and I really hope it adds on and ends in this huge fight between Thrawn, the Empire, Snoke. And the good guys, Luke Skywalker, Mandalorian, Boba Fett, Bo-Katan, and even Cal Kestis. But tell me what you think in the comments below. Do you want a Cal Kestis live action show? It would be his own show, which would be awesome. But do we as Star Wars fans want this? I am going to say, for my own sake, yes, this would be awesome. More Cal Kestis, the better. But tell me what you think in the comments below. Smash like if you like this video, hit subscribe, and hit that bell so you get notified when I post videos, and you'll see my pretty face in your recommended feed. So obviously the Obi-Wan Kenobi show is over, so what do we have to look forward to next as Star Wars fans? Like I just said, the sequel to Jedi Fallen Order, Jedi Survivors, comes out next year. The Mandalorian Season 3, Ahsoka Tano's show. You have Andor. You have Tales of the Jedi. There's so much Star Wars stuff on the way, and to add a Cal Kestis live-action show would be epic. If you want to talk Star Wars with some Star Wars nerdy people, there is a link in the description below to a Discord called The People Who Love Star Wars. If you want to just go talk some crazy Star Wars stuff with some crazy Star Wars people, that's where you want to go. And may the Force be with you. Always.